Greetings, warrior. Yes, I'm speaking to you. How do you launch your day? Do you wake up, grab your phone, and scroll endlessly before your mind fully awakens? If this sounds familiar, listen closely. You're surrendering your power the moment your day begins. Most people wake up and immediately reach for their phones. Their minds are hijacked by notifications, social media, news, and the relentless noise of the outside world. From the very first moment, they lose control of their emotions, spirit, and thoughts. Contrast this with the 1% who start their mornings with unwavering intention, no scrolling, no rushing, just calm, presence, and inner clarity. They don't wake to chaos, they rise in command. They own their mornings, and in doing so, they own their day. As Marcus Aurelius said, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." Yet why do so few live this way? Because they've forgotten that the morning is your kingdom. It's a sacred space to rule or relinquish. Those who yield to noise, emotions, and chaos chase the day instead of leading it. But those who master their mornings control their emotions, guide their choices, and ultimately shape their lives. This video invites you to join the 1%, not because you're better than others, but because you refuse to settle for less than your potential. The ancient Stoics didn't just survive their days, they prepared for them. They didn't wait for motivation, they created momentum. Instead of asking, "What will today give me?" they asked, "What can I give to today?" In this video, I'll share 7 Stoic morning secrets that few practice but transform those who do into masters of their lives. These aren't your typical morning routine tips. No fluff. No shortcuts. They're mental, emotional, and spiritual principles rooted in Stoicism, designed to make your mornings sacred, your actions purposeful, and your life unstoppable. Stay with me, as each point builds on the last, awakening you in its own way, until you see why the morning isn't just a time of day. It's the foundation of your freedom. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I master my morning. I master my life. Like this video. Comment below. Share it with someone who needs it. If you're new here, subscribe and turn on notifications. Let's dive in. First, rise with discipline, not motivation. Most wait for motivation to act in the morning. They think, if I feel inspired, I'll get up early. Or if I'm in a good mood, I'll exercise, meditate, or plan. But Stoics don't wait. They act regardless of how they feel. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, at dawn, when you struggle to leave your bed, tell yourself, I must go to work as a human being. This simple phrase holds profound truth. Life's purpose isn't to sleep through it, but to engage fully. The first secret of the 1%: they rise with discipline, not mood. They don't argue with themselves or negotiate with the alarm. They simply get up, no drama, no excuses. Why this matters: your first decision each morning is a vote for who you'll become. Hit snooze, and you vote for a weaker version of yourself. Rise on time, and you choose strength. You're not just waking up, you're forging your identity. That's the Stoic way, living as your true self. Not feeling disciplined, but acting disciplined, especially when you don't want to. This builds an inner strength that grows over time. Your mind becomes stronger than your emotions. Your body follows your will, and your energy aligns with your purpose, even on days when you're tired, anxious, or uninspired. You rise because you've made a promise to yourself. That promise breeds self-trust, and with trust, your power multiplies. Start by setting a fixed wake-up time and guarding it like your life depends on it. No snooze button. Ever. When you wake, get up immediately. This signals your body it's time to move. Say something bold to yourself. Like, "Let's go. This day belongs to me." If you can silence the weak voice in your head at 5 a.m., you can silence it anywhere. You step into the world with your first victory already won. While most people haven't even opened their eyes, you're already ahead. Your morning doesn't need to be elaborate, just consistent. You rise not because you feel like it, but because it's who you are. Drop this affirmation in the comments. Discipline is my alarm clock. Second, conquer the first hour in silence. When you wake, who's in charge, you? Or your phone? Notifications? Other people's drama? Most people roll over, unlock their screen, and let the world invade their mind. Before their feet touch the floor, their thoughts are hijacked, scrolling, comparing, reacting, and just like that, they've lost the day. But the 1% do the opposite. They begin their day in stillness. No music, no texts, no distractions, just quiet. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid regarding external things. Don't worry if silence feels odd or like you're missing out. In that stillness lies your strength. Your mind is most receptive in the morning, open and impressionable. What you take in right after waking shapes your entire day. If you start with noise, you carry K's forward. But give yourself just 10 minutes of peace, and you allow your brain to breathe, reset, and focus. What do the strongest among us do? They sit up in bed, they close their eyes, feel their breath, and observe their thoughts without chasing them. They ask powerful, simple questions. What energy do I want to bring today? How would my best self act this morning? This is what Stoics call prohairesis, your inner freedom to choose how you respond. No matter what the world throws at you, try this tomorrow morning. Before touching your phone, sit in stillness. Do nothing but be present with yourself. You'll be amazed at how, over time, you become less reactive, more creative, and deeply grounded. Even when life gets chaotic later, you'll move through it like a calm storm because your morning wasn't stolen, you owned it. Silence isn't emptiness, it's the space for answers, control, and strength. Clarity never comes from noise, it always comes from within. Drop a comment if you're committed to protecting your peace. Silence gives me control. Third, face the day before it begins. Let's be honest, life rarely goes as planned. You might have a schedule, a to-do list, and the right mindset, but then something throws it all off. A careless remark, a plan falling apart, traffic, or an email that ruins your mood before 9 a.m. Here's the truth. Most people let those moments derail them, but Stoics anticipate them not out of pessimism, but preparation. There's an ancient Stoic practice called premeditatio malorum, or preparing for the worst. It sounds grim, but it's not about gloom. It's about training for life's challenges before they strike. Seneca said, The person who has anticipated the coming of troubles takes away their power when they arrive. If you expect obstacles, they don't knock you down when they show up. You handle them like someone who's been through it before. The strongest among us don't just live through their days, they rehearse them. They visualize what could go wrong, not in a spiral of worry, but with calm clarity. Maybe someone interrupts me. Maybe I lose patience in traffic. Maybe I'm misunderstood or feel tired and insecure. Then they ask, how will I respond when it happens? This builds emotional strength before the day's battles begin. Try this simple exercise. After your morning silence, ask yourself, what might challenge me today? Which emotions will I need to manage? How would my best self face those moments? Jot it down or reflect silently. Either way, it's powerful because when life unfolds as it does, you won't freeze or falter. You've already practiced. You don't react on impulse. You respond with wisdom. This is the heart of Stoicism, not controlling life, but controlling yourself within it. This mindset gives you a calm that others admire. You walk into meetings grounded, handle delays without anger, absorb criticism without crumbling, and stay composed. That's your strength, not perfection or forced positivity, but preparation because you faced the day before it started. Drop this affirmation in the comments if you're ready to stop being caught off guard. I am prepared. Don't panics. Fourth, anchor yourself with a Stoic morning reminder. Every great leader, warrior, and philosopher had something they returned to each morning, a core principle, a guiding truth, a reminder of who they are. Ordinary people wake up forgetting who they want to be. Stoics wake up remembering. Marcus Aurelius kept a daily journal, not to impress others, but to ground himself. His words were personal reminders to live with strength and calm. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This is your morning anchor, a truth you repeat daily before the world pulls you away. Here's why it matters. Each morning, your sense of self is fragile. Before emails, opinions, and pressures flood in, you must remind yourself who you are, or the world will define you instead. The clearest, most controlled minds choose or create a Stoic mantra and repeat it every morning. This isn't just motivation, it's a foundation. It brings you back to yourself. Try these. I don't control what happens, only how I respond. Today's a gift. I won't waste it in distraction. What matters most is how I live with myself. I'm not here to please others. I'm here to live my truth. You don't need a dozen affirmations, just one truth to live by. Speak it aloud. Write it down. Let it be your compass. When you wake with anxiety, scattered emotions, or a sense of being lost, it's often because your mind lacks direction. It's wandering. But start with clarity, and that clarity becomes your momentum. You face every task with purpose and meet challenges with alignment. You stay calm under pressure because your mind isn't guessing, it's anchored. Try this tomorrow after waking. Sit still and repeat your chosen Stoic truth 5 to 10 times with conviction. Let it resonate within you. Don't just say it, embody it. Over time, this becomes your mental armor, pulling you back to strength when life tests you. If you don't remind yourself who you are each day, the world will cloud your mind. Don't let that happen. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I anchor my mind in truth. Fifth, master your mind before the world steps in. Your mind is most vulnerable in the first hour after waking, so ask yourself, who gets access to your mind first? For many, it's strangers online, unchecked news, or meaningless chatter voices that make them feel small. But Seneca said, "No man is more unhappy than he who never persuades himself to be so." Instead of letting the world shape you, shape your mind first. This is where Stoic reflection or journaling becomes your most powerful morning tool. It's simple after your silence and anchoring. Take 5 to 10 minutes to write your thoughts, not for others, but for you. Ask, what am I feeling now? What must I let go of? What am I grateful for? Which virtue will I practice today? Patience, courage, discipline. You don't need to write a novel, just a few honest lines. This creates a private space for self-awareness, where thoughts meet truth. It's a reminder, I control how I think. I don't need to carry yesterday's burdens into today. I don't need to mirror the world's energy. I can create my own. After a few days of this, your mind sharpens. You notice your emotional triggers sooner, react less impulsively, and catch anxiety creeping in. You choose better thoughts faster. This is how Stoics build mental strength, not by ignoring emotions, but by exploring, understanding, and replacing them with wiser ones. That's why the wisest 1% don't just wake up early. They use mornings for real work, mastering their inner world. If you don't control your mind, the world will exploit it against you. You weren't born to be a slave to moods, emotions, or impulses. You were born to rule your mind like a king rules a kingdom. With clarity, patience, and discipline, use those first moments of the day to claim your crown. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I master my mind before the world can. 6th, move your body to ignite your mind. A Stoic knows body and mind are inseparable partners. A sluggish body drags the mind down with it, but a vibrant, active body awakens the mind alongside it. That's why the sharpest minds never start their day without movement, not for vanity or to show off, but as an act of self-respect. Marcus Aurelius asked himself, "Is this what you were made for, to huddle under warm blankets?" This isn't judgment, it's a call to action, a reminder that your body was built to move, to face the day with vigor, not lethargy. You don't need a 2-hour workout to be exceptional, just momentum. Movement sends a signal to your brain. You weren't made for comfort, you were made to lead. Why is morning movement so powerful? It transforms your state instantly. Blood flows, your heart activates, energy surges, and your self-image sharpens. The mental fog lifts, and the part of you that wants to stay in bed fades away. Stoics saw physical movement as a way to train the will. Epictetus taught that disciplining the body builds discipline for the soul. Those first steps, push-ups, stretches, or even a cold shower, aren't just about fitness, they're about asserting control. You're telling yourself, I do hard things, even when I don't feel like it. That's leadership. That's self-mastery. Most people train for comfort, for weakness, then wonder why their lives feel frail. Here's your challenge every morning. Move your body for just 10 minutes. Stretch, do push-ups, jump, walk in silence, splash cold water on your face, or take a cold shower. It doesn't need to be intense, just intentional. Your body isn't incidental to this journey, it's your vehicle for discipline. When you train it each morning, you step into the world feeling unstoppable, because you've already conquered something before breakfast. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I act with discipline. I own my day. 7th, practice becoming the person you want to be. The final secret of the 1% isn't what they do, but who they become. Each morning, before facing the world, they envision the person they aspire to be. This isn't pretense, it's intentional living. Stoics called it living in accordance with nature, aligning fully with your values, reason, and highest self. Seneca said, "We don't have too little time to live, we waste too much of it." Wasting time isn't just scrolling or binge-watching, it's living without purpose, reacting emotionally instead of reflecting, being swept along instead of leading. So, here's what the 1% do each morning before the day begins. They ask, how would my best self act today if someone filmed me all day? Would I be proud of how I move, speak, and handle my emotions? Where do I need to be stronger? How will I face those challenges? This is mental rehearsal, not predicting every step, but shaping your identity. Try it. Picture yourself walking into work or school with calm confidence. See yourself staying composed in conflict, choosing patience where you'd usually snap, speaking with clarity and conviction. This creates a blueprint for your brain, like practicing for the real performance. When life tests you, you're ready. Most people get swept up in the energy around them. Stoics create their own. They enter chaos and stay calm, meet aggression with strength, and face fear with action. They don't pretend they've trained for it every morning. Over time, your identity becomes carved in stone. You show up powerful, unshaken, truthful, and purposeful. You don't just create great mornings, you build a remarkable life. Many dismiss the morning as unimportant, but the wise know it's everything. How you rise shapes your mindset, mood, momentum, and meaning. If you don't master your morning, someone else will. If you don't control your thoughts early, chaos will take over. If you don't discipline yourself before sunrise, life will do it for you, and it won't be gentle. Stoics aren't just philosophers, they're warriors of the mind. They don't waste time or squander mornings. They live with deliberate repetition, reminding themselves daily of what matters, who they want to be, and how they'll act, no matter what life brings. Let's recap the 7 morning secrets of the 1%. First, rise with discipline, not motivation. Second, conquer the first hour in silence. Third, face the day before it begins. Fourth, anchor yourself with a Stoic reminder. Fifth, master your mind before the world intrudes. Sixth, move your body to ignite your mind. Seventh, practice becoming the person you aspire to be. These aren't quick hacks, they're transformative tools. Don't try to do them all at once. Start small. But start today. One small morning shift can redirect your entire life's path. You don't need to be perfect, just awake. Truly awake to your values, actions, and purpose. Let today be the last day you wake up like it's ordinary. Make it the first day you rise like the 1%. Like this video. Comment your favorite truth. Share it with someone who needs it. And subscribe for more Stoic wisdom. Drop this final affirmation in the comments. I wake as the 1%. I lead my life with Stoic strength.